Hello and welcome to another episode of the Never a Straight Answer podcast, the podcast that aims to cover a wide range of topics from conspiracy theories to popular culture and news. I'm your host Gaz, and joined in the studio is my co-host, is the King Tut Taylor.
Yeah, good evening everybody.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Hello. Welcome to the show. It's been another week.
It has. It's been one of them weeks.
Oh, it's been one of them weeks. Yeah. Bloody hell.
It's been nice though, the weather's been nice.
It's been lovely, hasn't it?
Yeah. And we can go to the pub out, or at least outside the pub now at the minute.
Some of you, I don't really care.
Yeah. To be honest, yeah, same.
We've got a pretty interesting topic lined up for tonight.
We have indeed.
We're going to be discussing past lives.
Oh
yes. Reincarnation.
Yes.
Well, it's a weird topic, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think we're going to go into it a lot. Obviously, we'll talk about what it is and all that. But specifically, we're going to be looking at a remarkable case of Dorothy Eady, or Eady, who claims to be reincarnated herself. She says that she's the reincarnated soul of a priestess of Egypt, of Egypt even.
Yeah, and she was good at convincing everyone, I've got to say, on that one.
Well, could this story be proof that such things as reincarnation are real? We'll be looking into it and taking a deeper dive look a little bit later in the show.
Oh yeah.
But before we get into all that, what have you been up to this week, Mr. Taylor, sir?
I've been looking into Giants.
Giants?
Yeah, by accident, actually.
By accidental Giants?
By accident, yeah.
That's a good movie title. Next summer.
Giants.
Accidental... No, what is it? Next summer. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson stars in a giant movie about giants.
And he's...
Is it so? Go on. What have you been looking into giants? Because I know you've always had this interest, and I was thinking about doing an episode on the show about giants because you keep talking about the Nephilim and stuff, and just giants in general are interesting because there's a lot of kind of photographs on. So I was thinking, that's a good topic to look at.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. There's that. It basically comes down to a knuckle and a tooth that was found.
A knuckle and a tooth?
Yeah, that was found. And it was brought to London, and universities did experiments on it, checking its DNA structure and seeing...
Yeah, but I've seen loads of these photographic forgeries, but
Oh, no, these are the...
But I've seen loads of, archaeological dig sites and stuff where they've supposedly found big bones and knuckles and whatever.
Oh, no, these were normal size.
Oh, well, right, so why are they giants?
Yeah, because...
are we talking giants?
It does go into the giants part. It basically turns out that...
now then, come on, spit it out, son.
What you call it? I
don't know.
Oh, my mind.
He's fell into a fucking...
I fell into a blank there.
A pothole.
Prehistoric people.
Oh, right, okay. You should have just said from the people from the olden days.
I just couldn't get the actual words.
Come on.
Well, basically, we're mixing with the East and the West were mixing, and apparently there was another DNA, another prehistoric group that we no longer know of. We don't...
the missing link?
Yeah, there's genetics there that we cannot answer. We cannot question... we can't get the answer to the questions about them.
Okay.
And it turns out to
aliens
be about giants, and how giants have got two sets of teeth as well on the front.
What was it? I mean... what would have been the relationship there between a giant? In fact, wasn't that like Hagrid's story? Weren't he the from Harry Potter? He was the kid of a normal sized man and a giant lady, wasn't
he? Yes,
I always wondered how the dynamic worked there.
Same here, to be honest. But some way, somehow,
Hagrid's mom,
it had developed. Well, apparently, we were having relations with like giants.
With giant people.
And it seems that there's a lot of evidence to show that there was something that, like, they were big. There has been an even bigger people in the past, basically.
Right, okay.
But there's questions around it as well, like where we're the first
I wonder,
ones
do
here.
they advertise on certain special websites?
I don't know. Go and have a look. Go and have a look. You might be surprised.
Anyway, moving on.
What have you been up to?
It's just been a normal normal week, hasn't it? I feel like things are going back to normal in the UK.
Yeah.
Not sure about other parts of the world, but obviously, it does seem like people are generally out and about more and stuff. And the weather's been nice, so been out on a few walks. This week we recorded bits for an upcoming show.
We did indeed. We
got some brilliant guests coming up.
Oh yes.
So make sure you subscribe, and you'll never miss one of those.
Yeah, definitely subscribe.
Also, caught up on a bit of telly. So,
you been watching
Falcon and Winter Soldier on Disney Plus.
Oh right.
So that's coming to a conclusion next week. It's been absolutely brilliant.
Right.
It's been like
good storyline.
Amazing storyline, and it's been so kind of light. It's been one of the best Captain America movies, if you like. And the guy who plays, there is a Captain America in it.
Is it the same character?
No, someone's been kind of, he has been given the mantle, whereas he didn't really deserve. Well, he deserved it in the sense that he was highly decorated, but he wasn't Captain America,
right?
And he felt I think he feels very entitled to the thing, and he's like, but he's very broody, very dark. He's like a bit of a naughty Captain America.
Boy.
He's not the best Captain America. He's like a poser. He's getting a lot of abuse. The actor apparently is getting a lot of abuse.
Is he?
On social? He doesn't have social media, so he's like.
I wonder why.
I don't know. I don't know if he just turned it off because he knew he was going to get it. But
he's
one of those though, because if you're an actor and you're playing those sort of parts, then
be labelled under.
You're actually relishing it. I would.
Well, it depends what part you play.
It's
really,
like you're playing a villain. The villain's always going to get a bit of thingy, but people got to realise it's not real. And if you believe that he's an evil guy, or you believe he's menacing, or you don't like him because this, that, and the other, then he's doing his job. He's playing that part perfectly.
Yeah, but you don't know what
they want you to not like him because he's the bad guy. So just goes to show how good of an actor he is.
Us English make good villains.
He's not English. I think he's an American actor.
Well, he's supposed to be Captain America, and he's supposed to be
obviously
good,
you can't have an English dude playing Captain America.
Oh no.
No. I mean, not that we wouldn't all love to, but potentially. I don't know, not everyone. But anyway, watched a good film the other day, which was I was telling you about it, weren't I? Because I've recommended it to you.
Yeah,
it was an all right film. Say pretty kind of good visually.
Yeah.
Chronicle 2047 or 37, something like that.
Okay.
It was like a bit sci-fi.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all right. Other than that, it's been a pretty uneventful week.
Fair enough.
But like I say, we've got a lot of new guests coming up on the show.
Yeah. So,
and plus, like also I said remember a couple of weeks ago we were talking about new merch.
Yes.
That's going to be available.
Yeah,
it is coming. It is coming next week.
Yes.
We'll be posting some links closer to the time. So make sure you get yourself some. Make sure you get yourself a new T-shirt design.
Go grab it before
they're
it
not
goes.
going to be available for that long.
Nope.
So we'll keep you posted.
Yes, we will.
Hey,
Yay.
so I do believe last week we had a new chain connection.
We did.
And somebody has got it correct. We had a lot of great responses from Marilyn Monroe to the moon landing. I like the Marilyn Monroe because it actually is very closely connected.
Yeah.
And the moon landing is, but for different reasons.
Yes.
Someone said 9/11, but the first person to get it right was Caroline Armstrong.
Hey.
I don't know where you're from. I've no idea, but you got the correct answer.
You are.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to you.
Woo, well done. You've
smart
got onto the list of
Smarty Pants.
Smarty Pants, brain boxy type people.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we've got a bunch more clues for you
that
Mr. Taylor's going to deliver for you to decipher. So see if you can guess what Mr. Taylor's talking about. And best answers, whatever you think makes the connections up. And I think this one's, I don't know, you might be tripped up. Who knows?
You might be,
See what happens. So what's the first clue this week, Mr. Taylor?
The first clue.
Oh, wait, we didn't tell people what the answer was for last week.
We didn't even know.
Caroline got the correct answer of JFK.
It was.
There you go.
It was that famous day.
Yeah, but when you said where was you, I was like, I wasn't born.
We're even in itchy in my daddy's pants.
There you go. So, next clues, Mr.
Next clue is someone close to you is called this. So, someone close to you is called this.
What could that be?
I wonder. Number 2 on there is there is a day for them.
Right.
So in the year, there's going to be a day
it's a Mother's Day
for them.
I don't know. Right. I don't know. Because I know as much as you guys, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. And the third one is, you got to be able to get it from this. If you were called one of these in Egypt, you would be buried.
Right, well, I think I know what that is.
You think you know?
Yeah, I've got an idea. Well, I'm not going to say it now, but if you think you've got an idea, then you let us know. I like the Egypt connection there. Well done.
Yes.
Because we're going to be talking about that in a moment. Firstly, this week's episode is brought to you in part by Audible. Again, we won't be... We're not last Audible, I promise. But yeah, this week it's brought to you in part by Audible. You can get one free book of your choice to keep, even if you cancel. Prime customers receive 2 audiobooks in their trial. Audible gets great choice of world-leading series on audiobooks, including bestsellers, sci-fi, romances, mysteries, classics, and more. You can get one. You get a good range, and you get 1 token every month. Just for $7.99, and like I say, you can cancel, and even if you cancel, you get to keep it.
Yeah,
I'm actually listening to Wajad Hassan's book at the moment, the Struggle for World Sanity, which is really good. So I do recommend using maybe your code on that, or if you're into whatever, a bit of Harry Potter or whatever.
Yeah.
It's all good. You can download to a lot of different stuff, enjoy your audiobooks wherever. It's a good way to have stuff on in the background, I think.
Oh, yeah,
as well. Do you know what I mean? So when you're doing your housework or pottering around in the garden, you can listen to a bit
whale
of
song and stuff like that. You don't know. You might have some...
I think they've got quite a lot of stuff like that, actually. Do you know, like even
relaxation,
podcasts and all sorts.
Yeah.
So
you can learn a lot from a couple of books.
Link in the description. It really helps us out. And plus, it gets you a good little free audiobook as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Or several.
Yeah.
Well, this week, like I say, we were going to be talking about something a bit deep. Reincarnation. Yeah. It's one of those topics that, people have got mixed opinions on.
Yeah.
It's also known as rebirth or transmigration.
Transmigration.
Yeah, so it's kind of linked to philosophical or religious beliefs where your non-physical essence or sort of is kind of like left behind when you pass on. And, you're going to kind of, I don't know, you kind of...
like a liquid from your soul?
Yeah, maybe, but kind of like translates or kind of goes into... if somebody... I don't know if it's one of those things where if you die... the moment that you die and something else is born, that your soul then goes into somebody else. Or if it's something more kind of deeper where it kind of, it's more the fact that your atoms and everything's kind of...
changing.
Kind of like just back into the atmosphere and back into the cosmos. Do you know? And there's lots of different ways to think about it.
Yeah.
Because... Well, yeah, but that's it. So you're saying that, like, if somebody dies, then the minute they die or the second they die, the second somebody else is born, they're going to get your soul, or potentially, they could get your soul.
I think it'd be a bit. I think there's a lot more to it than that. But on the basics, That's the way I would see it on transferring from the soul.
Yeah, well, I suppose some people say, like, obviously upon
where these
death,
new souls come from.
Well,
because
exactly.
There's more population. Is there a lot of dead souls out there?
If there's new souls, then do they just pass on, or have they learned everything they needed to learn, and they're at peace enough to move on to the next stage of life, or have you not learned the lessons enough in life to be able?
I also believe that kind of thing
learned
as well.
enough or woke enough to move on to the next stage.
Yeah.
So. I mean, like I say, some people even believe, like, obviously the infants, newborn infants and stuff, but even say animals.
Yeah. Okay,
so, I mean, like, reincarnated as a bird, or, like...
Well, you have a lot of religions, and you also have a lot of tribes that believe in this kind of stuff. And that must have come from somewhere, you know what I mean? A lot of them never even met each other, but they've got the same kind of ideas.
Totally. I mean, there's a lot. There is a kind of
there is some kind
spiritual
of
connection with how we, we've talked about it this week, and we're talking about it next week. But in terms of like how your spirit, I suppose, and the connection between you and your spirit and your physical form and elsewhere. So it's quite interesting. I mean, we asked the Twitter community their thoughts.
We did.
Do you believe in reincarnation, past lives, or, rebirth? Yeah. Do you have memories that are not your own? The options were I believe, yet to be convinced, or a load of rubbish. And like I say, it was pretty split with 26.5%, I believe, so coming in third place.
Yeah.
But... yet to be convinced and a load of rubbish, tied with 36.7%.
Yeah.
So, on the fence, I think most people would say, yet to be convinced.
Well, yeah, this is it, but then it only takes one bit of information.
Well, I say that, but the poll's saying that the same amount of people already flat out say...
Yeah.
No way. So... some of those yet to be convinced could be swayed towards the I believe or I don't believe. So it's pretty kind of tight.
Well, that's it. And plus, over time, that would extremely change, because people will, over time, will change their ideas on certain things because they've learned something, or they don't believe something else no more.
Yeah. Well, one of the hosts from the Geek Exploration podcast, you want to check them out, really cool podcast. Yeah. I think it was Ben or John, one of them, got in touch and said, I'm a skeptic, but my mum's a believer. Yeah, he says, apparently when he was 1, he told her that he used to fly planes, but he was shot down, which obviously was enough to convince her that he was a fighter pilot in a former life.
Yeah. Well, if he's had... Yeah, it's convincing.
Well, it's convincing enough, but obviously it's like I was thinking about this, and then how it might have been a memory when he was 1 year old. Obviously, that's quite a young age, and obviously as he's got older, his own personality's developed, his own memories have kind of taken precedent, and he's kind of like forgot that. I mean, I don't know if that's what happens, or you kind of a refresher. Do it keeps getting refreshed, like... but certain gut lessons you learn. I'm not sure. I don't know how that works. But it's like, he says he's not really kind of a believer. He's a bit of a skeptic.
Well...
but yet he's the guy, his mother says...
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky situation, isn't it? Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Well, he has to stay on his own beliefs at the end of the day, to be honest.
Of course, yeah. I mean,
you can't believe someone else's
belief. If he's
belief.
kind of like, well... since then, I mean, has he seen anything personally? And if he's not, then it's kind of fair to say that he's skeptical.
Yeah.
So, I mean, have you ever had any kind of, past life memories, or was you like Caesar's chief eunuch, or what?
No, I would have been something like Napoleon.
Everyone's Napoleon. Everyone's
yeah.
Napoleon. No one's fucking like Napoleon's arse wiper, are there, or anything like that? There's no fucking,
Oh no, I ain't going nowhere.
And it's always dead funny when you watch those shows where it's like, who do you think you are? And it's like they go, they're always related to like the most fucking important person around at the time.
Yeah, but then I think of it sort of as well,
like
bollocks. you know Deep Space Nine?
No.
No.
Yeah, go on.
Star Trek Deep Space Nine, where one of them has a trill.
Yeah.
Where it has a something like a worm inside them.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
like a parasite.
Yeah, I mean, it's the kind of thing of, well, we don't remember the last bits or the beginnings of where we come from. So why are we going to remember the last bits
of when we arrived?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose it's a traumatic experience, both ends.
Well, I suppose it's all on your brain, basically, because that's the one that's going to let you, like,
if you retain it. Yeah, if you've got imagine you've got, if you're somebody in life who's got a really, really good memory, like almost eidetic or of, photographic, then maybe that those sort of things are imprinted. I mean, we were talking recently about how, spaces... or we will be talking, actually, in the coming future about how spaces can be take on energy.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I think these kind of... How can people's memories be transferred over? I mean...
this is it. I mean, because it is... At the end of the day, we believe that it is what's in our brain. That's the connections in between that hold the information that gets passed through. And once we die... Well, we die. We like an old machine. It will break down. And
so we're just like a meat puppet. Yeah, meat bag.
I sort of.
I don't know. I think
there's a lot of questions around it.
Maybe, who knows?
It could be.
I think perhaps one of the most convincing cases I've seen is the one we're going to be talking about tonight. Is the Dorothy Louise Adley or Ade case. Dorothy was born in London in 1904 into an Irish lower middle class family. The only child around. She was an only child.
She was an only child.
Basically, when she was about 3 years old, she fell down some stairs. She must have banged her head or got a concussion, and she started exhibiting behaviour pretty strange to normal. So
beforehand, the doctor, when the doctor was called, he pronounced her dead.
He did, didn't he? Yeah. He said that she'd...
she was definitely died, but then all of a sudden she got up and she was sprung into action.
Well, she didn't just spring up into action. She was, she was basically changed. Yeah. When she started speaking in a foreign accent. Which was actually a real thing. Yeah. There's a lot of people who develop this after head trauma. Yeah. And what they say is, obviously it's not that you've developed an accent. It's because it's damaged your speech speech functions.
So in your brain,
it kind of slurs your accent. It's like how stroke victims have altered speech afterwards.
Yeah.
It's a similar thing, but. This in particular diagnosis was foreign accent syndrome, right? So
fair enough.
This caused a bit of conflict in her early life.
Definitely.
Like she actually got kicked out of Sunday school.
Yeah.
For what was it? She was kind of like
because she wouldn't when they were doing prayers and stuff like that. She wouldn't do some of the songs because it was against the religion of the past in Egypt.
Of the Egypt, she said, but she was started comparing Christianity to Egyptian religions, weren't she? So she got kicked out of Sunday school, but she got this really big obsession, wasn't it, with Egypt?
Yeah, what was the age? I think at the age of 6, she knew how to read and write. And she wanted to get into the language of
hieroglyphs.
Hieroglyphs, yeah. And she done really well. She said she didn't remember. She doesn't know how it works. She can't remember how it works, but she knows.
Well, that's one of those things there at age of 6. I mean. Well, how can you take that seriously when it's like, well, I know what it means, but I don't know what it means.
Yeah, you'd laugh in the kid's face, wouldn't you?
Of course you would. It's like, I know what it means, but I don't know what it means. Well, what do you mean? Because I don't know what you mean.
Yeah. Tell me what you mean, man. Tell me what you mean.
But it was when her parents took her to a like an exhibition, wasn't it? Like one of the ancient Egypt exhibitions at a local
London museum.
Museum. That she kind of started getting like super obsessed. She was basically
she basically bowed to the feet of the statues that she went to.
Yeah, that's right.
The individual one, and she was at awe of all of them.
Well, she was saying that she was home. Yeah. But she was like, where are the gardens? Yeah. And apparently she'd been having these dreams about these gardens, right, ever since she'd had this accident, right?
Yeah.
So she's
having these visions.
She's having these visions of a garden, right? And she said these trees, and it's beautiful, and pillars, and it was in Egypt. Yeah. And she's kind of like, her parents are kind of like, she's going, I want to go home, and she's like, well, no, I'm not home. I want to go home. Yeah. So she's having these dreams about this garden, but she's also having nightmares. Yeah. And these kind of do get stronger throughout her life, right? And also, all this kind of gets stronger throughout her life. So she's ended up going to Egypt a few times. She started studying it.
Well, she ends up getting married to an
she
Egyptian
does marry an Egyptian bloke, yeah, right? But I mean, up until 20, she's like immersed herself in this teachings. Yeah, she wants to know about Egypt. She's just obsessed.
Well,
with
in
this.
fact,
but she's never actually stepped foot at that point. Yeah,
no. But at the age of 7, she was doing research. She actually found the garden. And she looked at it and said, that's my home.
Did she?
That was my home, yeah. So she knew whereabouts it was now.
Now, there was a bit of thingy about her marriage, actually. Do you know, like a bit of controversy because...
Okay.
Well, there was like, did she marry an Egyptian bloke just to get residency into Egypt at the time? Do you know what I mean?
Well...
I suppose that would have been one of the only ways to kind of... take up residency in Egypt when was it? 1920?
Yeah.
So, I'm not sure. 1925 at least.
Yeah, but I would have thought you could do like residence much easier than what you can now because there's less people.
Well, I know, boy. She's a woman travelling on her own. She's not going to get... I mean,
for
what reasons? Because you say you belong here. I mean, that's the only reason why she's going to Egypt. Well, yeah, you could argue that, but I mean, are they going to allow?
Don't forget, she was from London, and we did have the empire at that time, and we could have actually gone anywhere we wanted.
By marrying an Egyptian bloke, it definitely secures a residency, though, doesn't it? Without a shadow of a doubt, there's no maybes or ifs about it. But, so, I mean, there is a bit of kind of controversy whether that was the reason why she married this guy, but she did move to Egypt, and when she did, she started getting really...
Of a priestess asking a question. She was getting into...
she was having dreams, really vivid dreams and nightmares, like I say.
But for a year after she got off the plane and stood her first time in Egypt, she kissed the ground. She said she was home, and for the first year, she was doing these kind of tantric like things that was making her
tantric
write down stuff.
Oh right, okay,
in Egyptian,
like no, you mean like
like a trance.
Yeah,
she was in like a trance
put
kind of
into
thing.
A trance, doing like spirit writing, or sort of.
Yeah. But she went proper mad at it, and for a whole year, she was doing it, and apparently after that, that's why a fella went. You know what? I think you're a bit fucking loopy, you know what I mean? I'm fucking off, I think.
Well, so
I've had enough of this.
Did he get, like,
he after that, he couldn't take it no more. But they did have a son.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they had one son.
Oh, so, I mean, she took the marriage, like, obviously she lived with the guy. It wasn't like... I mean, if you wanted to argue that there was a marriage of convenience, then you could say that goes against that because they had a kid together.
Yeah.
And probably lived together, so...
Yeah, guaranteed. Yeah, there's But it was weird what they called the kid's name.
What's that? Osiris.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because obviously Osiris was the king at the time, the pharaoh at the time. Now, she kind of felt like she had some sort of connection to Osiris, didn't she?
Yeah. Because the temple that she believes she come from and that was actually his temple.
Palace. So his palace. So what was her connection? She was one of the. She's saying in a previous life.
Her father was a soldier.
Right.
Her mother died. I believe it was about 3 years after she was born. She was taken to a temple to become a priestess.
Right.
Which she got the choice when she was 12 years old. If she wanted to stay a virgin and be a priestess there, or she could. Her other option was to go off and I think get married and go off somewhere.
Fair.
And she took
I do have a fact check.
Yeah.
Right, fact check.
Fact-check.
So, right, she did actually move to Egypt when she was in 1931, so she would have been nearly 25.
20 it was in a scriptures apparently.
And other fact check one was so at 27 she began working in London with Egypt with an Egypt public relations magazine, which got her the connection with the Egypt fella. So she at 27 she was at, so I reckon she must have been close to 30 when she finally moved out there.
Oh, right, I got a thing of she was 20 when she moved out there.
Conflicting information happens all the time. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
It doesn't really matter, apart from she had this experience and she's actually got out there now and she's actually, doing her own research on finding out where she's come from and stuff.
Yeah. You said about she kissed the ground and stuff when she got there. Her husband's family actually gave her a nickname as well,
right.
Bulbul.
Bulbul?
Which is Nightingale.
Oh, right.
And their son was named Sety.
Yeah.
After, obviously, Omm, and so
Sety the First.
Basically, she had the popular name Omm Sety.
Yeah,
or mother of Sety.
Yeah.
So, right. So it was not Osiris, the kid was called Sety.
Yeah.
Ha-ha.
Ah, you got that right.
Fact checking.
Did.
Oh, my days. So, obviously, she's been going around now called Mama Sety.
Yeah.
Yeah, mother of Sety, yeah. And, she ended up getting kind of like another role working, like on Egypt, in Egypt, sort of.
Yeah, she become one of the top specialists.
Yeah, she ended up. No, I mean, like in terms of like she kept. Do you know the garden that she was talking about?
Yes.
So she kind of got attention because she led an archaeological team. Yeah.
Yes.
To a spot and basically said, "This is where the garden is." Right.
She actually took a job there, and she took half her pay that she was already on to take that job,
just so she could get do there. That job.
Yeah.
And so I mean, she knew that she was destined to get back to this place, right?
It's going on.
But when she got to the location, she was like, "Just dig here." And lo and behold, the garden was beneath. And not obviously how it was back then.
No,
but the ruins of this
beautiful place,
which back in the day, when if you were to think how it used to look, would have been really beautiful.
Yeah.
Then.
Oh yeah.
It's quite amazing for somebody to accurately pinpoint where this was.
Yeah, now, and actually where everything is.
You could argue that she'd been researching this place for her entire life, and she could have come just naturally upon the location of where it's supposed to be and done the homework and found it.
Well, yes,
just
supposedly
like
from
most,
6.
Exactly. But I mean, if anybody doing archaeology or was interested in a certain, landmark or story, then they might have knowledge because they've done that next level of homework.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Exactly where it was, because there was another point when she said, under Sety's, what's it?
Under his coffin.
Palace.
Yeah,
there was a tunnel.
Yeah, that's right.
A secret tunnel.
That you would not have spotted, not in 100 years.
Nobody would have known it was there.
No.
Nobody had a clue it was there. And this had obviously been excavated once. Yeah,
I believe it hasn't been.
No, I mean the site.
Oh, the site. Yeah.
And still, this remained hidden. But until
she turned round and pointed.
Sety said, "There's a tunnel down there."
Yes.
And they went, "Oh, we'll have a look at it." And lo and behold, there was a tunnel. Now, if she's saying what she's saying, and she was the reincarnated, spirit of this priestess, then there was potential that she could have possibly used that tunnel. Yeah,
possibly. They have opened it, but no one's gone down.
No one has actually gone down there.
Yeah, because she could have answered a few more questions going down there.
How do you mean?
As in, if you were to walk down the passage, like they didn't know that was there.
Is it going to be some sort of Indiana Jones
or
situation? Booby trap?
Well, no, there could be extra ones, passages off the side.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Or they could be actually a trap of standing there and you destroyed the lot.
Well, who knows? Because there's actually a couple of other instances where Mama Sety's said, Mama Sety.
Yeah,
she's not Mama Sety. But when Mama Sety said, there's a place, or she's actually uncovered a tomb of
That's right.
in the Valley of the Kings.
Yeah,
that was undiscovered previously and nobody knew was there. It was previously hidden. So
she was such the weirdest thing that people go on really about her is when she settled camp there. She took one of the rooms as an office.
Yeah, she did.
Had a table, and she every day there would be a king cobra coming in there, and she would feed it.
Yeah, she got a bit of a pet snake.
Yeah. And it was
crazy.
like, what the hell? But it's like, well, it sort of gives a premise of, that kind of, how they put themselves as gods back in Egyptian times, and that, they would have had animals like that they would have, this animal's coming at our feed.
Well, no, because, obviously we talked about at the top of the show about animals and how you could potentially be reincarnated with animals. And, like I say, she's had a deep connection with Sety, right?
Yeah.
And if Sety's kind of been reincarnated into... if she's been able to reincarnate into a person in the 20th century or
3,000 years ago,
3,000 years later, then who says that Sety couldn't have been reincarnated into this cobra, and they've both found each other at home? They've both retained the memories and been drawn back there.
Well, yeah, there was a lot.
Who knows that wasn't
kind of stuff going back
this snake wasn't the god of this pharaoh who's been reincarnated.
Yeah, but
no, obviously it's wild and a bit kind of out there.
Yeah, so how would you know unless you put it in your mind? Oh, I think it is.
Well, because
I've got no guarantee that it won't bite.
Ruling out all possibilities, then that could potentially be a possibility. Then
I think it was a comfort thing myself. What? I think it was look. If it was a bird, a fucking squirrel, snakes. Whatever animal would just come in there, and every day it would just come in. It'd just look because you're eating.
To be fair, if
that's like a cat coming up to you
if I noticed a snake
outside
in my garden every day coming past, then I was like,
you'd feed it a little bit so it'll come back, and then it'll come back, and it guarantees there's your food. Yeah,
it'd be like, get me a gun. No money missing.
An axe will do.
I won't do that.
Yeah,
animals.
But it was interesting on death as well as 3,000 years ago, because when she became a priestess, I think she said after 2 years, then she seen Seth, and then she basically not Seth,
Sety.
It was Sety. Yeah, she fell in love with him. She got pregnant.
Yeah.
Then when she got pregnant, the high priestess basically abused, and basically they ended up killing her because you can't have that shit.
Yeah. You've gone against the sisterhood sort
exactly.
of thing.
You
the
pass the rules,
priestesshood.
bang, you're no virgin no more.
Oh.
We all know you haven't been anyway, so, Bob's your uncle. That is my man.
She got kicked to the curb.
That's what she'll be saying.
So she's basically been, basically murdered because she's been having an affair with the pharaoh. Yeah. Right?
It's like Henry VIII.
When she should have been she's in a religious sisterhood.
Yeah, and it's
so she's going
against
all the kind of the rules there.
Yeah.
So
not telling
her,
could
make a movie
and stuff like
so
that.
she's done that, right? Yeah. And that's what's killed her.
Yeah,
right?
basically. Yeah. Well, pregnancy.
So it's funny that she's ended up naming a son Sety.
No, I think it's sort of a kind
homage.
Of kind of poetic kind of justice. You know what I mean? It's like you give me this life, and if I'm going to give life, you know what? I'm gonna praise you, like I did. Like my
Pharaoh did, praise me,
then,
Pharaoh.
How I feel now, I will want to praise.
Of course, I mean, well, it's an interesting.
And another thing as well, he might grow up and be a king. Well, he might have the king's blood.
Maybe, but it's going to be one of those because it's not like he's born into it. It's like he's. I
wonder if it's transferable through blood.
What souls?
Yeah.
I don't. I'm not sure.
Like they say, like the king's blood.
Oh, royal bloodlines. Yeah, but that's just like genetics, isn't it? Right. At the end, it's like you've got a bloodline. I've got a bloodline. It's like you call it the royal bloodline. There's nothing special about it. It's still blood.
Yeah.
It's just that they happen to be part of that family. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not. So I'm not in the royal bloodline. I might be somewhere down the line, like Bajillion Finn line.
Yeah,
if every fucker else dies,
you're
next one in line. Yeah. It's like, wow.
Well, great. Charge? I get to do everything myself.
This dog.
This button. Don't press it, but you see that big red button.
And don't let the dog push the button.
Yeah.
So no toilet breaks. And I'll be like, oh.
He lets the balloons go.
Shit.
Because we've got no nukes no more. They're all gone.
Yeah.
They've all been used up.
What happy world we'd live in.
Oh, well, yeah.
Well, what do you think about the whole... what do you think about Mama Sety's whole shtick?
I think there's quite a lot of... I don't know if you could call it evidence. Well, yeah, you could call it evidence. There's quite a lot of evidence to show that she has something
she had foreknowledge. Yeah. I believe she did have some sort of knowledge, right? Now... Was it educated knowledge, or was it, did she go out and research this and knew things that other people hadn't been privy to? Or,
because she didn't know exactly how it worked. She had to go out and work that one out.
If you find information that's kind of like a one-off piece of information that's like handwritten, and there's only one copy of it, then... If you destroy it, then you know and no one else knows. And if you could put that against your case of I know things you don't and this is the reason why. Now, I'm not saying she's a fraudster, but as I say, I mean, a good percentage of the population don't believe, and a lot of them are on the fence. So, it's kind of like...
and it could have been just like dreams.
There's a strong possibility that she could have been a fraudster or a very well-researched fraudster,
but it's a young thing.
To what end? She never had a kind of like rich.
Well, she never had a rich life. No.
So it wasn't a case of
she was just learning more about her own culture.
Yeah, well,
that she believed
that's
that
what
she was a part
says that she belonged to. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, there are some other fascinating cases in terms of reincarnation.
Yeah, especially in the Middle East.
There's a couple of sisters. That kept cropping up, and they're quite interesting as well.
Might bring them up.
And some other time. But obviously, it's one of them, isn't it? I think.
So, what do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah, what do you think?
I think in terms of this story, I think, like you say, it's very kind of like compelling in terms of how much information she had. I wouldn't say she's frauded. It's like
I think it's beyond.
There's something
that kind of
there, but I don't know exactly what it is. This is what makes it interesting. I think it's a story of somebody who claims from a very young age that they were reincarnated from a past life, and they've always, till the day they die, said they were that person. Now they don't say I'm not Dorothy or I'm not whoever I am now. They say I was this person, so they acknowledge the fact that they are now. I'm not that person now.
Oh yeah.
But I do have memories of this
there's
life
nothing wrong with that
I cannot explain. And I mean, it's the explanation of that. How is it that some people have memories that aren't their own, or that they can't explain because they don't recall ever being in that experience, or they just simply weren't born yet. So you know, I think it's a very peculiar phenomenon where you think.
I mean, if she was on her own, then they'd call her a freak.
If somebody a scientist or a psychologist turned around and said, "Well, this is what I'll explain it," it's, you know, how they'd explain it is it's a combination of this, that, and the other, and TV and dreams and vivid dreams where it's just a mishmash of everything, and it's probably nothing. I wouldn't worry about it.
Forget about it. Don't worry about it.
But if you believed it that strongly that you had this you don't know what it is, like this sort of like fucking urge.
Well, everyone's got a home, you know what I mean? Everyone's got that place that they would, that, you know, that they'd miss if they're going away from it.
No, I don't know. Yeah, but I always kind of say that when I walk into Glastonbury, I go, I'm home. And then
they go, I want to go home.
No,
shitting in the field.
Like, I'm not joking. I never do say that. I was like, when you get to the last day, and you're just like, I do want my bed.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't wait
you
for
want your own nicely.
Festivals hopefully might be coming back soon. Anyway.
Yeah, if we don't have enough lockdown.
Shout out if you go into any festivals this year. Let me know. Yeah. If you've got a spare ticket, I'll tag along. No worries. So I don't know. I kind of, I'd say I'm on the fence with the whole reincarnation thing, but I'd like to say a strong in fact, on the yes side. Do you know what I mean? So I'm teetering,
just passing the border.
Yeah. So I feel like that. I do kind of believe
that there's something
there.
Yeah.
I can't. This is the thing. It's a leap of faith, isn't it, with something like this, because you can't explain it. So there's no point trying to explain it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Yeah. Well. Yeah. We aren't advanced enough to turn around and explain it yet, but it still should give us the view of it's there. We're looking at it. Let's keep looking at it, because
this is the thing. It's like, I reckon a lot of people would say it was just a mishmash of other brain activity and I don't know.
But
I'm not sure. I say there's a lot of people who and like you said earlier, which is, how can all these cultures get it wrong? Do you know, like in terms of
that's one of the biggest mysteries.
Your soul transferring and passing on the wind and fucking,
going into
finding new life elsewhere. Yeah. Now, you got Brian Cox, the physicist, and kind of like astro thinker.
Yes, he is.
He's a good guy, man. I like that stuff.
But like, don't mind him, man.
He goes into it like, we're all the carbon atoms. We're all kind of space. I like it. We're all space dust.
Yeah. Well, but
dust on the breeze.
Well,
but if we're dust on the breeze and we're like, this space dust, like you say,
how come we've been connected the way we are?
Well, that's just kind of broken down. I understand we're all carbon atoms, and every carbon atom would be eventually formed or reconstituted, but that means that I've got a bit of him and a bit of me and a bit of that guy and a bit of that dog and a bit of that plant and a bit of that car, a bit of everything.
Yeah, but then you've got to think as well, the brain is a complex thing. Not everything we see, believe, hear, all that kind of stuff is the right thing. You know what I mean?
That also makes me think that if particles and like atoms, or say a carbon molecule, a carbon atom, is able to become anything else. Yeah. Right. Could it be retaining some sort of like stored memory? Yeah. Because it obviously has a memory of what it can be.
Can it?
And
Because it's not considered living.
Well, I don't know. This is the thing: could it be a little like a store be storing some sort of information that if one of these carbon or one of these molecules happen to be formed in the brain, like where it was in a previous person, or maybe that it was able to spark that memory, like can you understand where I'm coming from? I mean, this is on a really kind of theoretical level, but in terms of your brain fires that particle and you're able to relive that memory even though you've not experienced it.
There is a possibility.
I mean, there's so many kind of ways of looking at it.
Because we're still in the search of the answers to a lot of these questions.
I think in terms of science and spiritual, no one's any closer to finding out the answer.
No.
Do you think?
And with you saying that kind of thing, then that would transfer to me as light would have to be living. Then if light is living...
Well, no, because you've got that way of looking at it. But the way I kind of thought about it was, does that mean that every particle is therefore code and has some sort of
DNA structure?
Well, not DNA structure, but some sort of kind
string structure or something kind of thing.
No, again, I was going to say some sort of code, as in like a computer program. We're in some sort of like Matrix kind of whereas that program's glitched and you've got...
Big arguments over that at the minute, mate. Big arguments, like 50-50, literally it's 50-50 down the road.
Depends on your outlook on life, I suppose.
And
but there are so many ways of looking at, reincarnation and...
Either way.
Afterlife, who knows what's next.
Doesn't matter, just enjoy your life now.
And that's the good way of looking at it, exactly.
Just enjoy what you've got, because you never know when it's lost.
And live it like it's your last.
Yes.
Until it is. And then who knows, you could be a little butterfly.
You could be.
Or a
crocodile. Or...
You could be a butterfly for 10 minutes.
Or a tiger.
And then a tiger.
Yeah, an orange tiger in the woods.
You and your tigers. He's been tigers all night.
Yeah.
Well, so there you go. Reincarnation. We've got a really interesting show next week where we can kind of continue the theme.
Yeah.
With a guest who will be joining us also. So make sure you stick around for that next week.
Yeah.
But before that, we've got a little bit of promo.
Yeah, boy.
Yay! So this week's promo is Fading Memories podcast. They've been featured on our website. Go and check them out. It's Fading Memories is an Alzheimer's disease related podcast for those who care about the loved ones memories lost.
Yeah.
So it's really good.
Yeah,
they take a good look and obviously discuss a lot of stuff there on the Alzheimer's support and
how to get through it, and they're nowhere to go if you...
Absolutely excellent podcast and great host as well, so make sure you check that. Here's a promo.
When you're caring for someone with Alzheimer's, it's normal to feel alone. Searching for answers to daily struggles and challenges and not finding solutions is also normal. There are books and Facebook pages galore, but when you're caring for someone with such a debilitating disease, time is a precious resource. I know. My mom had Alzheimer's for about 20 years, and I was her primary caregiver for the last 3 of them. I searched for solutions and a little bit of hope, but answers didn't come easily. One day, I realized a podcast might be the solution to that struggle. Only there weren't very many options, so I created the Fading Memories podcast. My name is Jennifer, and I talk to people who have the answers to the questions that regularly frustrate caregivers. Join us weekly, wherever you get your podcasts, for information, inspiration, and honestly, some very needed laughs.
So, yeah, thanks, Jennifer, for sending us your promo. You can too if you send us an email at neverstraightanswer@gmail.com. And, yeah, we're always up for sharing. And if we like a good podcast, we'll generally share it.
Yes.
So.
Definitely.
It's been an interesting week this week. We've got a lot of news to talk about.
Yeah.
And without further ado, it's the news! Oh yeah, we've scoured the World Wide Web for the latest and greatest news that we could find. Bizarre, offbeat, and funny stuff.
Oh yeah.
We've got some. Obviously, it was sad news last week because there was a few people who sadly passed away.
Yeah.
But obviously, the tabloids have been releasing a lot of stuff about Prince Philip, and this story caught my eye. And it was in the Metro, so, it wasn't one of the trashier tabloids.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
one of the reasonable ones.
I thought it was, I kind of believe this rather than... If I saw this in the Star...
Yeah, then it'd be like...
You won't be hearing me saying it.
Giggling your tits.
Well, apparently Prince Philip, fancied himself as a bit of a ufologist, so he might have even liked our show.
Oh, men.
Yeah.
I like that.
Apparently he collected dozens of books about close encounters and obviously UFOs. I thought that was good. I mean, obviously, he was in the RAF.
Yeah, he must have seen a few things.
I'm thinking, had he seen a few things? Or was he privy to some of this information? I mean, who's higher than the Queen? Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, if we're going to have alien encounters, right... and the UK government's involved, then, I mean, it's the Queen's going to know about it.
Well, yeah,
I'd have thought so.
Definitely.
And who's snuggling up with the Queen?
Well,
obviously, do apologise, because obviously it was Philip's funeral today, and, what I say, he was an absolute, legend of King Philip.
I think he was a good man, and the stuff he did as well, like the charities, and he's done the what's that event they do every year?
The Duke of Edinburgh.
Duke of Edinburgh.
Yeah. There's not a kid around who hasn't had something to do with the Duke of Edinburgh.
That's it.
You've either been bloody like abseiling or kayaking or something.
Yeah.
With your school or your scout group or something. In the UK. So
he's always been seen as doing a Boris Johnson quite a lot as well.
Having a cycle.
Well,
like I say, I've got a feeling though. Yeah, going back to the UFO stuff. Yeah, I do think that he might have had an encounter. Maybe. Rather, he's had an encounter, or he knew what the Queen knew, and he knew aliens were real, and that's why he had such a keen interest.
Yeah, I think that there's a possibility. Yeah, I totally agree. I couldn't disagree with that.
Okay,
but I think he should have done a bit more, to be honest. But then again, he could have had his hands tied on certain things.
Well, he was very outspoken. He could. I think if anybody, if I'm not being funny, he was very outspoken. So if he did come out and go, aliens, like a lot of people go, Phil,
good job, come on,
mate.
Yeah, I think you've had you hadn't had your pills this morning.
So, whether they take him seriously at that time.
But behind the lines, I think. But then again, he could have, and we just don't know about it yet. You know what I mean? It's one of them things, but I like the idea that he was doing what a lot of people are doing now, and actually opening their eyes and going, you know what? Yeah, why don't we answer this question? We've had this question for centuries.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's not even a question that needs answering.
Yeah, and it may soon be answered.
Ooh, have you Taylor's got spoilers? Have you got some information that you're not telling me?
I have.
Give us
I've got a little bit of information.
Is this NASA news, or are you saving it, or are you going to give it us now?
No. If you want it now,
let him wait. Let him wait. Taylor's got
okay.
information about alien disclosure. Well, you can find out very soon.
Yes.
Have you got any other stories?
I have. Yes. Volcanoes.
Oh God, yeah. Volcanoes have been crazy recently, haven't they? I turned on the TV the other day, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
I was like, Caribbean islands in plumes of smoke, and there was a guy on, and he was literally just saying "what" for 15 minutes. He was like, "What?"
Did you see the plume? No, it was...
He couldn't even get the fuck out. Do you know the word the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, it was like, oh my God.
That must have been like a 9/11 kind of...
People have been evacuated, right?
Oh, yeah, but then there's a lot of them that have decided, I can handle this, don't worry about it.
Pompeii, have you seen, you know, volcanoes aren't... I mean...
A lot of fucking ash.
Well, we talked about it recently, about how people, you know, were flooding to the Icelandic volcano.
Yes,
because was it Iceland or...
Yeah,
it was Iceland, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And they were flooding to it, and it was turned into a tourist attraction.
And
people are toasting marshmallows on the lava and having a great time. But is that because it's kind of they feel like it's gone safe? But what happens if it erupts while they're all there? Then
they're fucked.
Well, because that's actually happened, hasn't it? I mean, what didn't it happen a couple of years ago where there was a tourist on the island or on the volcano and it erupted and fucking people died? Yeah. You know, and it's like...
Trip, bang, right in the lava. Well, you're not coming back out, are you?
Although it might be amazing to see, right. Beautiful. Be careful and use your fucking loaf.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I don't mean take bread and make toast.
Yeah. Use your common loaf.
Understand. But I mean, it kind of got me thinking though.
Take a guide if
Yellowstone. We've done an episode on it and the likelihood of eruption, and I think we said that, you know, like the bottom line is they say that it's probably not likely, but the odds are significantly going up.
Yes,
in terms of, I think one scientist actually calculated the odds of it actually going off, and I think he was saying like within his lifetime or by 2100.
Yeah, 2100 he reckons. But
obviously volcanoes are temperamental fuckers. Who knows? You never know what's going to happen. But
to me...
how old's this guy? How old is this scientist that he's saying he's going to live till he's 100? If he's 60 now and he's saying, in my lifetime, and he's like, I'm going to live till I'm 100 and however.
Yeah, 120 or whatever.
100, yeah.
You know what it is? It's a kid. It's a teenager. He's
like this 7-year-old scientist. He's a world leader in volcanoes. He built one for his science project. Yeah.
And now he rules the world with
fucking baking powder and vinegar. And now he's the world leader.
He knows his stuff.
And he's saying within his lifetime, and that's even pushing it because he might start smoking in his 20s, and cut his life.
He might start driving,
or he might give up a volcano career altogether.
Well, he might, but if he's
fickle kids, aren't they? You know what I mean? I want to be a fireman one minute, and
if you think you know it's going to happen, if you know it's going to happen at a certain time of your life period, wouldn't you definitely, especially before it, you would do whatever you wanted, absolutely anything you wanted. There's no consequences because you know that fucker's going to go up and you're dead.
Well, what if you had 20 minutes?
Yeah, he had 20 minutes and he said, like, right, that nuke's going to hit you.
You just sit back and just fucking get a deck chair,
but you could do whatever you wanted.
Whoa, you've got a whole 20 minutes to do whatever you wanted.
Know the deadline.
Definitely couldn't do anything I wanted.
That's why you wouldn't want to know your deadline.
I want to go to that Caribbean island.
Eh?
I would want to go to that Caribbean island. I can't do that. I can't do that now. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Have you had your jab?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's like, so we're giving you 20 minutes to do your last fucking thing, and it's like, you're not doing much, are you?
Well, no, but you didn't.
So we'll sit back and watch the world go boom.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, did you read this? I read this about this Canada, amazing country. I love Canada.
Oh, yeah.
I want to go Canada.
Yeah, I do. I want to build that log cabin.
We've been watching this guy been building a log cabin. He's been living in the woods, hasn't he? Yeah, for like a year. But he's started off in a fucking sleeping bag and then built himself an old-timey log cabin. He's on YouTube. Go and watch him. But that's not what I'm talking about. This is a Canadian MP.
Oh.
Who's had to apologise to his colleagues.
Oh, what's he done, naughty boy?
He appeared completely naked on a virtual meeting in the House of Commons. William Amos, who was... I don't know. Yeah, probably.
Oh, naughty.
But there was a screenshot of him that's obviously made news. The Canadian press
the news
taking it. up, and it said that he was. I don't know if he was just like, you know, one of them got out the shower and his webcam was on or something. Short. I don't know, but I mean, obviously
sounds like
it's caused a bit of.
Sounds like he just wanted to show everyone how to do the helicopter.
His video was accidentally turned on. And he was changing into his work clothes after going for a jog.
I can read his mind.
He said, "I sincerely apologise to my colleagues at the House of Commons."
But what did you think?
But he said, "Does anyone know what this lump or mole is?"
Yeah.
But unfortunately, obviously, people have still taken offence to it,
which is fair enough.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
yeah,
obviously,
he didn't think about it before he. But then again, accidents happen, you know what I mean? Accidents do happen.
It was so like you say, at least he didn't do the helicopter or anything like that, or start going, way.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Got some squaw figure for this.
You see, this is the danger now of all this working from home. I mean, if your fucking Zoom just goes
off and your
videos
I always cover my camera.
This is the thing, you see, because it's like it's easily done on Xbox or on these games consoles. You kind of like... You'll be in a party, and then other people will leave the party, and you'll forget you're in the party.
Oh, yeah.
And then somebody could join. Yeah. And I've done it. I've joined people's parties where I've been like, hello. Is anybody there? Yeah, right. And no one's answered me, and I'm like, well, obviously my voice is going off in someone's living room, but nobody can hear me. Yeah, they're off, I don't know, having sex with his wife or something like, I don't know.
He's just left it on.
Making a coffee.
Yeah, but then there could be other serious, like he could be getting robbed.
Potentially. You know what I mean? Well, no, because you'd think that you'd hear that going on in the party. Well, I'm sure you'd hear the latter as well, but I mean, like, you know, what I'm saying is, like, if you...
He just might not like you. And you're going, you know what? I'm going to sit here and see how long you sit here. And see how long you're going to stay and listen to me.
He's really, really sad.
Well, it might have been a perv and just listening to you. Could have been all sorts, mate. Could have been all sorts.
Anyway, right, go on. So, have you got any more news stories now you've taken me to a sad place? Go for it.
Cheer up.
Hey!
There you go. That's all you need. It's a simple cheer up. It was surprising, actually. IBM have launched a new certificate for quantum computers.
What is it?
It's basically, you go to them and
so
they
wait
go,
a minute.
what do you know about quantum
wait a minute. Oh, I thought you were going to say quantum. You've got me saying it now.
Quantum computers.
Quantum computers have got so smart they gave it a certificate.
No, they want people. This is for people to go to them and go, I know everything about that.
No, this is like when back in the day when it was like, hey guys,
for
the
developers.
future's computers. You want to get into computers because career-wise you want to get in computers. Well, and everyone went, you know what? Computers sounds really good. Let's get into computers.
Yeah, but now it's
suck off really loads, didn't it?
Stage that. Yeah.
So now it's quantum computers. Get into quantum computers.
Yeah, the first certificates are being handed
Can you play solitaire on it?
Yes, and faster than you could blink.
Well, that's all I needed to know. So,
why would you want to play it if you couldn't do it?
If you
have a blink, bang, it's done.
Well, no, I'd still play it in my pace. I'm just saying, why does it need to be fast? Everything moves too fast, man.
Nowadays,
slow down.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's life, isn't it? You know what I mean?
So just slow it down, quantum man.
Calm down.
So you're saying that you can now go and get
educated, get a job,
educated in quantum enigmas,
and
quantum technology.
You've got to show them that you know how quantum computers work, and then you can get a job with.
Right. So, do you know how quantum computers work?
I know parts of it. I don't know everything of it because it's stuff to do with. Right. It's not numbers. It is particles.
Is it?
And atoms that they're going through. Yeah, it's nothing to do with numbers. It's atoms and stuff. That's how they're going deeper into our, us, everything.
Okay.
And that's where the quantum computer works like something like 4 billion times fucking faster than a normal computer.
Yeah.
It is such a...
Well, there was a thing saying that it'd get to a point where a computer would sort of reach sentience before, at a certain rate.
Yeah.
And obviously, and that was the old equation, because they said that obviously processing power was going to double or quadruple every year. Or every 6 months or some period of time.
Yeah.
But that's been broken now, because it got to the point where they started using quad cores and stuff like that. So that calculation doesn't even fucking work now. So now quantum computers have come in as well. That fucking sentience must fucking be round the corner. And then you had that incident when Facebook plugged in a couple of these quantum computers and they started talking to each other. So not convinced.
Well,
switch them all off before they fucking they realise that we're not.
Well, when
really
I
that
first
great.
learned about it, it was supposed to be actually computer parts with a human brain. It was supposed to be.
Yeah, but is this
It had to
another
have
step at
genetics
there you go, you see, because is it going to be a case of upgrades? Oh, nah. Then it's getting into the, human sort of...
It was actually ended
hybrids.
up changing into particles and atoms, and basically what it's sort of got to be in a freeze heat state with no gravity, no magnetism and stuff like that. All that basis is trying to control that to find out what's in it and what's going on, and it makes things faster and stuff like that. But don't count on that as
gospel.
That's
his.
When I've learned about it, these are the kind of things that was coming out. But with the brain thing, that was 90s. That, but then it. I've been learning bits and more about it, and it's very
interesting,
very in depth.
But I mean, if you wanted to go to, at the end of the day, I don't think they're gonna expect everyone to know all the fucking stuff going in. Yeah. If you've got an understanding
basics
of it,
yeah.
then I reckon that you probably have a good shot, and you'd get in just to kind of learn it.
Yeah, because I don't think I could go
quantum mechanics 101, please.
But it's going to be one of them great things to learn new knowledge, but it's also going to be so dangerous as well with what knowledge we're going to learn from it.
Generally speaking, I think it could advance us, but people. This is the thing. You see, there's always going to be a bit of danger going forward and advancing and stuff. But are we bold enough to take that leap,
or competent?
Or competent enough, or do we kind of go, we know we can do it, let's give it a while, and let's study it a little bit more. So
you never think of what would happen after it comes out and something goes wrong, how to reel it back in a little bit so they can take control. There's no control, it's simple as bang, gone out.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean?
Do you know we've been talking about yoga yoga last week with Wajad.
Yeah, we did.
This is a story about it's Alabama basically. Had banned yoga. Yeah, for years and years. Yeah, 28 years. There's been a yoga ban in Alabama.
What? Yeah, God's earth.
I don't know if that was everyone, but at least in public schools. Yeah.
Oh well. That's a different thing then.
They said it was I don't know what they said. It was
helping the kids or something.
No, they said it was sent you weird or psychotic.
Oh right, so they're saying yoga now.
Yoga was bad for you. That's what they were saying, and that's why it got banned. Yeah, they said it sent people, and obviously it's links to Hinduism. Yeah,
right.
And Alabama banned yoga. Yeah, but now. The ban has been lifted.
Oh, about time. And what reason? Why? What's happened?
I just think they've just realised it's a fucking stupid idea when people are moving into town and they're like, where's the nearest yoga studio with the mat under their arm? And they're like,
And I bet
you're not from round these parts.
And I bet yoga's gone up in the world late in the last couple of years.
People like yoga. I think there's a lot of people doing yoga.
Yeah, but a lot of people have been staying at home lately as well. So, yeah, you've been illegally yogaling.
Do you know what? I'm not the type of person to be thinking like, oh yeah, let's do a bit of yoga. But since I've been at home a lot, I've been on the couch a lot more. I've been, box set binges, and you get up and you think, ow.
I think you and a lot of our viewers have as well.
Ooh, my back.
Yeah. Oh,
and I think a bit of stretching probably would do me a world of good, right? So I'm not surprised yoga's taking off in a big way. Yeah. So, and I mean...
keeps people fit in the
doing a bit of hot yoga. Namaste.
Yeah.
So, but they're saying it can obviously be dangerous, cause injuries, and even death from strokes.
Yeah, but like going
and
outside...
psychotic episodes.
You know what I mean?
That's what they're saying. That's why they were saying it was banned. Yeah. But like, obviously,
they realise
the health benefits as well are just like, obviously.
Well, there's definitely health benefits. Any kind of exercise is health benefits here.
Yeah.
Unless you push it too much, I
think that obviously if you're doing stuff without supervision, if you're new to it, and this is why don't be stupid going into stupid backwards crab motions and putting your back out, because
that'd be the first move I'd do.
I ain't trying nothing,
and my back will go, and I'd collapse.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So that go to a bloody place, official, when you're allowed.
Yeah, you don't have to pay a fortune.
Or at least YouTube it.
Or even just get a bunch of mates together and do it in the park.
This guy should have done a bit of yoga.
Oh, why?
Maybe. He tried to fight a bear.
Oh.
I think he needed to get into a happy, calm place, but
a car.
He tried to fight a bear, right?
Yeah.
And he was fined by Banff National Park.
What was he boozed up?
He was 40 grand though, 40 grand fine.
4 grand fine.
So 4 grand, sorry, I do apologise, yeah. I thought I was going to say 40
then,
grand seems a lot. 4 grand
is
a lot of money.
I should be given 10 grand for fighting the bear.
Tried stealing his picnic basket. No, I'm joking. I don't know why he ended up getting in a fight with it, but it was almost like he was, doing it to cause a fight. I mean, he rushed at it with no top on. Yeah.
Right.
So, I think he deserves a fine. Did he just think he was fucking...
That's dangerous, because if that bear goes anywhere else, which obviously it is going to, and it sees a human, it's just going to go, well, that wanker went for me last time.
It went for me, so I'm going to kill this guy.
Yeah,
so, I mean...
Bear's only doing his thing.
Look, I mean, he's even karate stance. I don't know what he was thinking, but...
He must have been on some heavy drugs.
I think whatever fine he gets, he definitely deserves it.
Yeah, definitely.
His name is Devin Misting on Mustang. He's 35.
Put your shirt on and stop fighting bears.
He got in his truck shirtless and then started shouting at the young bear. I mean, it wasn't even a full-size bear. It was a bear cub.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I can have you. Come on. Let me just get in the car. I can have you.
But obviously, he was actually caught on camera. Yeah. And caught on camera by a couple of nearby photographers who were taking pictures of the bear.
Good.
On the highway. So, yeah. So, I mean...
he just pulled up on the highway?
Yeah, he was just like...
Just thought, I'm going to have that bear.
Shirt off, ran at a bear.
No, sir. Didn't even have anything in his hands or anything.
What a fool.
Well, has he seen... What's that film called? The Covenant, is it?
Oh, no, The Reverend.
The Reverend, that's it, yeah. Yeah, go and see that next time, mate, and then...
Maybe he had seen The Reverend.
Yeah, in fact,
that's why he thought, do you know what? I am Liam Neeson. I have... No, what was that?
Brad
Liam
Pitt,
Neeson.
wasn't it?
No, we're both wrong. It was...
it was...
the one off the Titanic.
Yeah,
the Titanic kid, you know what I mean?
Mr. Mrs. Smith.
No, not Julio. What's he called?
Julio Iglesias.
It was like Brian. Yeah. Brian was having a go as he was screaming at us the other day. I'm like, it's this. And I was just like, I know. We know. No. You know
who we're talking about.
So who was it?
What's his name?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's the fella.
Jeez.
Yes. No, not Jesus.
No.
But yeah, that's the fella.
It was Keanu. No, it wasn't. It was. No,
you had it right.
It was Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah, I'm only pulling your legs.
You did.
So, yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio was in The Reverend.
Yes.
And
Grey Fox.
Didn't he? No, because, when I said Liam Neeson, it was The Grey.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the same film, but one's got a wolf, one's got a bear.
Yeah. Well, I think more than one wolf.
Yeah, it was... No, I'm just,
and they had to do more than just fight a bear.
So...
Even though I turned it off
any
after
more
that.
news you want to talk about? It's a great film. You didn't watch it to the end?
No, because the rest of it was, right, I got to travel over there to over there to over there. And I've got no leg. I've got broken arm. I mean, ribs
You don't want to see if he can do it?
No, because I know he does it.
Well, there you go. But you want
Or
to
if
see
he
how
doesn't
he does
do
it?
what's the point of the film? That's like that film with the... Have you seen that film where they're in the ocean, there's two people, and there's a shark attack?
Jaws.
Yeah, and no. I can't remember what it's called. No, there was two divers.
I don't really turned on by shark movies.
Well, I'm not. I've never seen it.
I'm not a fan of Shark Week.
It.
I don't go, yeah, Shark Week.
Well, the reason I won't watch it is because at the end of it, they both die. I know that. So, So how do you make that?
You mean the Titanic?
No. It was just two people in the ocean and there was a shark attack.
I was going to say, though, because, I mean, that's the same logic as saying, well, I wouldn't watch the Titanic movie because I know what happens at the end.
Well, you don't know what happens with the shark attack because they're both dead. So who brought the information back?
Well, exactly. It was just a lone cameraman.
He wasn't even a lone cameraman.
It was a floating cameraman who got a load of really good shots of a shark.
And just went, right, I'll make a movie out of
I don't know. I mean, it's like some movies are a bit thingy, but it depends on how you look at it, I suppose.
I look at it where's the evidence come from.
To some people, that was someone's favourite movie.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'd get a life myself.
Well,
I've got to say, because it was... shocking, even though I haven't seen it. I've seen the advertisement of it, but it was shocking. How can you turn around? That's like me saying I've just got on the... Yeah, you give... Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to shut up now.
Anyway, did you see this story about... it happened in Wales, basically,
Rain?
And a milk truck... Yeah,
oh, yes, I did.
Milk tanker turned over, right? And it turned a river milky.
Milky River.
Hey, oh boy, go and get me some Cheerios. I'm just going to go and get in the river, eh?
Bet the fish were having a whale of a time.
Oh, I don't know. Would that be good for fish? Bit of milky water.
Plenty of protein, isn't it?
Seriously, it looks like a big bowl of cereal. I mean, I'd be tempted to... No, I wouldn't drink it.
Would you be tempted to drink it?
Well, I mean, obviously,
if
river water...
I'll give you a $5 if you go and drink that.
But it depends how much milk... It was a tanker, so I'm not saying it was going to be that much, but it was enough to turn the river milky white. It looks like something out of Willy Wonka. Yeah, if you colorated that
with
into
stones,
I could see an Oompa Loompa on the banks of this river.
Hey, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
There is a video where
there is a video, so there potentially could be an Oompa Loompa.
Yeah, you might see Willy, he might pop out.
We've just discovered Willy Wonka's urban chocolate factory.
Yeah, new design. What we're calling the milk stream.
This is where he gets his milk, right? So, yes, but the river in Wales has turned white after a milk tanker turned over, spilling its contents into the water. Yeah. Obviously, the images went on Twitter and went viral. So I thought it was pretty cool. But obviously, hey, man, it's just good.
I'd want to know where the biscuit van is now.
Exactly. Where's the cookie van?
Yeah, that's it. I want. Don't mind.
You know, boy, where's me cookies?
I want me cookies.
I can't do. They're trying to do the Welsh there, but I didn't do it very well today.
You're right there.
I know. So, Marks and Spencer's facing backlash over releasing a load of bees. 30 million bees. What's wrong with that is what you might think, but there is a problem.
Okay.
Yeah, because obviously they want to release 30 million bees.
Yeah, that's...
So the high street chain farm project is under pressure because obviously I don't know if they're planning on sending too many out. They say it's going to be good for the environment by releasing 30 million honeybees into the British countryside and backfields and stuff like that. But
I'd go to farmers, yes, or even beekeeping places. Drop them off here. Here's your bees. You know what to deal with them. Sort them out. Bang. What's wrong with doing that? Or even setting up business, setting up little businesses through it?
Well, some bee experts, such as SIC or CIS, basically say it's been an opportunity missed. Marks and Spencer's. This is greenwash or bee washing. I don't know what they're saying there. What they're saying is this is what this. It's been announced. But the announcement has been met with some dismay by some bee experts, and they're saying, yeah, but you see, I don't get that. What's bee washing?
Bee washing. Oh.
Are they trying to say that this is all
because of this?
Are they getting or they're saying this has got a Marks and Spencer's bee, so it's my honey? No. I don't know. They're trying to get. I don't understand what the problem is.
I think it's a brand new colony that they've either made or they've actually caught bees, sprayed them to get rid of parasites and shit, and then let them out. But then why are you catching fucking bees?
Oh, well, I mean, I suppose this is one thing that you could argue, that there's not enough flowers or wildflowers to support the population that they're trying to introduce into the countryside. Yeah. So, I mean, are they trying to introduce in more? I mean, I know we said that there was a problem and all the honeybees might be going away, but by introducing this many, could it cause a problem and conflict between these newly introduced bees and native bees? Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I should imagine these should be as near a native as possible. Because if they've just gone like, we'll take some Brazilian bees and throw them over here, then we've got an issue. But,
I'm not sure what greenwashing or bee washing is.
It sounds like ominous.
At its most blatant. So I mean, if it's a term that's in the bee society,
they must be bad.
I mean, I don't understand myself because I'm not in that circle, but I mean, it seems to be a term that's being used. But what that means is, obviously, I mean, it's like if thousands of bees in like the countryside are being looked after by beekeepers. Are they going to mean that they're going to overrun their current populations?
Well, because then you're gonna start divisions, and then you're gonna basically starve half. Let's say you starve half of a colony. That colony is not going to produce as much as it can.
Yeah, what Marks and Spencers need to do is, if they're going to be doing this, rather halve the bees that you were going to introduce and then put the rest of the money that you were going to invest in bees into wildflowers and hives.
I agree with that, but what are you going to do with the other half of the bees?
Well, no. Well,
it sounds like they've already got the 30 million bees. But, like, where did he go?
An Only Fools and Horses episode. It's like, fucking hell, Rodders.
We've got the bees, Sam, but where's the land?
What are we going to do with all these bees, Sam? Yeah, and it's like, well, I don't know, but, I mean, you've got all these bees. I mean, even if they've got all these bees,
must have them.
Well, there you go, fucking Marks Spencers, you shot yourself in the foot. What you're going to have to do there is invest a shitload more money into wildflowers throughout the UK, as well as giving people beehives, I don't know, build or buy 100 beehives and give them out as a prize potentially on your website,
or for a person to set up a business of some sort.
And they can set up a fucking beehive, and then there's more opportunity for bees to
British products
to kind of go into more hives rather than taking over other hives.
Yeah.
But I think the main issue is the wildflowers and kind of the
scrubland we need.
Well,
basically.
The actual flowers on this scrubland because if they're fighting over.
It's not just animals that are dying.
Well, this is the thing. It's like there's no point introducing them if they're going to just die off in a couple of weeks because there's not enough for them to rather do or survive. Yeah. So I thought that was quite an interesting story. Well, but if you can tell me what that means, then let me know.
Yeah, it's
quite interesting. Bees.
I've got something that they might have had a problem with that we're going to have a problem with very soon, if not right now.
What's that?
Which is microplastics.
Oh, microplastics.
In the air.
You see, they're in the water, they're in the air, they're in your face, they're in your hair.
Utah State University done a study between December 2017 and January 2019.
Right.
Taking 313 samples from 11 different areas across the western US. and their results ended up being 84%.
How do you not see the fucking microplastics in the air? Is it just like dust particles type stuff?
Yeah, basically, yeah, it's in between the air, and it seems to be 84% is road dust in the air. You seem to have 11% of sea spray.
What, CS sprays, like?
No, sea as in the ocean.
Okay,
you know?
like you mean like salt vapors and stuff like that?
Stuff.
Yeah, minerals.
Yeah. And then agriculture, soil seems to be the next frequent thing in the air, which shows that our air is getting dirtier and dirtier.
So what's the percentage of
it'd be
plastics?
in them plastics. It'd be in all that shit and all the crap that will be added into that 84%.
So of road dust and other pollutants?
Yeah, they're basically.
So they're considering microplastics road dust?
Yeah. Yeah, because it is small enough to be dust particle, which would land, more likely to land on a surface as a dust and get sprayed around. Like,
fair enough. But the thing is, like you say, if it's a plastic, then it's less likely to be broken down as well, isn't it? For over a long period of time. So, I mean,
believe your chest is going to be
funny. Actually, I had this.
Do
you know skeletons?
Yeah.
Right. Funny segue, but do you know skeletons? Yeah. Right. How long do they survive for over time? Do they break down over a period of time? Because obviously,
depends.
You see them in movies all the time, where ancient buildings and stuff, and you'll have skeletons in there, and you see them that you decompose, but your skeleton remains, right?
Yeah.
So if everybody, I was thinking, if they never break down, like they must do over some time, right?
It depends where they are. Like dinosaurs in bogs, you could get a full.
That's what I'm saying, right? It's
because
like
the minerals
over millions of years, these dinosaur bones being discovered today, right? Bones that have turned to so hard that they're like rock, right? Now, how long before
that starts?
All those particles, like we were saying earlier, everything's made out of everything else. So it's like, how long before? I suppose that's crazy, because obviously you got other stuff coming from space and outside the planet.
Yeah, and you got considered that's supposed to be oil as well.
Like, how long before we just live on a planet of skulls? That'd be quite interesting.
Well, yeah, we've a lot of the planet. Well,
one of these. It's a fucking one to think about, isn't it? Yeah, I was having this thought the other day, and I thought that was quite a weird one.
Off my head, I would say about 90%.
What now?
Off my head, yeah, because you got to consider the ocean as well.
Ooh.
And a lot of death in the ocean.
Okay.
Fishes die, stuff,
pirates,
small
krakens.
And how far we're going on small? Are we going?
It wasn't something I wanted to go deep into. I just thought I'd throw that out there, but
threw it out there. Nice.
Oh, here's one for you. Looking over at you with your monster.
Hey,
feared. So basically, students are having heart attacks. Yeah. This student's heart failure was linked to
moderation,
extensive energy drink consumption.
Moderation, son, moderation.
This comes from the BBC News.
21-year-old
university student developed heart failure. Heart failure.
That's just.
I keep telling people. I mean, I don't drink. I mean, I drink coffee. Yeah. Right.
Same,
and I don't. And I do love having a coffee. Yeah. Right. But when I see people fucking chugging these energy drinks.
Well, I used to. It's worse if you have.
They're
alcohol with it.
addictive. Are they addictive?
No, I wouldn't say they're addictive. I used to have Red Bull and vodka when I used to go out, but then I ended up having to stop doing that because there were actually people dropping on the dance floor because
heart murmurs and stuff.
Because alcohol slowing it down.
They say that there was a limit on some bars would get putting a limit on how many vodka Red Bulls you could have. Because it highs your heart rate.
Yeah, that's what the Red Bull does, and the alcohol slows it down. So you're going against yourself. Yeah. So at one point it's going to click somewhere, and it's like bang. That little muscle's had enough of that fucking.
Well, this kid for 2 years, he drank 4 500 milliliter energy drinks a day.
Oh boy!
So he was.
I'd hate to be his
He was twatting it, right? Now I've said this because I read this report about the factories of these energy drink companies, and they have the steel pipes that these machines operate, where filtering it around and producing the fucking drinks,
moving it from one place to another.
Yeah. Basically, they have to replace the pipes every 6 months. Yeah, because they corrode. Look, he's popping one open now. Yeah.
You know what? I've had this in my fridge for like 3 months. And I used to drink this
I'll
kind
have
of
it
stuff.
now while I'm telling you not to.
Yeah.
Going against my advice.
I need the energy. I'm falling
asleep. So basically, right, it corrodes the pipes. Yeah. And they've got to be replaced every 6 months.
Yeah.
So what's that doing to your inside?
Oh, yeah, totally. If you're having it all the time, then it's
well, after he's been consuming all this, he ended up spending 58 days in hospital, including in the intensive care unit.
Shit,
because of his heart condition, because he's been drinking so many energy drinks.
See, learn, boys and girls.
Just because it says energy on it, it doesn't mean it's good for you. Yeah,
doesn't matter what it is.
Just moderation. Exactly.
Moderation is the key. That's all you need.
I'm not going to preach, but
no.
Anything that makes you go,
yeah,
just chill.
Chill.
It's not worth it, is it? I sounded like I was going to find. Anyway, I don't know what I was going to do, but anything else you want to talk about before we get into the NASA news?
I will go with a fireball.
XL5.
Yeah.
Which one is it? Fireballs.
On Monday the 12th of April, east coast of Florida had a massive spot of a fireball that come in and blew the sky.
Well, what was it?
It was a fireball.
Yeah, but where did it come from? What was it?
Meteorite.
Was it a meteorite? I was going to say.
Meteorite. They reckon it was 90 pounds.
Flying through the universe.
Oh, at 38,000 miles an hour. 38
miles an hour.
38,000.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Over 200 reports seen it.
Yeah, well, that sounds pretty amazing. I mean, if
I've seen the picture, it looked mad.
You remember the one in Russia?
Oh yeah,
where it lit up the whole area.
Like that.
Was it as good as that, or was it just like pretty nice to look at, but it wasn't like turns from night to day?
The actual video footage of it was like coming between some mountains, and then all of a sudden you see, boom, big sky, the sky like go up in light, like. Well, actually, about 2 flashes, to be honest. There's like a big one.
What was
and then
the second flash then?
Well, that would be probably a little bit of it inside.
Oh.
Well, if it, I hope it did land, because if it didn't land, it would have made a massive disaster.
Well,
it's worse if they don't land.
How do you mean?
Because of the when it hits the ground, it pushes the pressure. It's got somewhere
I suppose
where
it's
all the power goes.
It just hits, doesn't it? But
if it
breaks up in the atmosphere, it can break up into several pieces that can cause more damage. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it causes. Yeah, it's proven it causes a lot more damage.
That's fair enough. But what happens if it's a really, really big meteorite?
You fucked.
That if it hit the ground in one, then it...
You mean a planet killer?
Well, yeah, exactly, yeah.
You're only talking
Would you not
miles.
prefer that one to break up? Or would, because potentially that could break up into a lot of smaller ones that might cause a lot of damage, but not kill us.
Not necessarily, because it could...
6 of 1 and half a dozen.
If it blew up in the air beforehand, it would more likely move our shift on the planet. So then we have an issue. We will hit the moon, more than likely. We will be spinning round in an orbit where we can't get it together.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's where I'd see what would happen if it was big enough. Yeah.
Ooh.
But then again,
don't bear thinking about.
Well, it doesn't. You know what I mean? We get.
It's like where'd you go from that? Well, do you know what I mean? Well, I'll tell you where. Bunker. NASA news.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a big week. Yeah. Again, obviously, they've been testing the rockets.
They have
for SpaceX's Falcon 9. Is it Falcon? What is it? The Thingy 2, isn't it? Crew 2 mission.
Yes.
is going to be preparing to launch. Just 5 hours after the Russian Soyuz capsule brought the free space station flyers back to Earth. SpaceX has been test firing their first stage engines on the Falcon 9 in Florida. So it's all go. It is. Lots of stuff going on with SpaceX.
Hopefully success.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. I think, when's that taking off? The Crew 2.
Is it in the next couple of weeks? I think it is.
Try and do something for that. See if we can maybe I don't know, get on it. Get on the rocket.
Yeah. Well, NASA have done a little test on their little helicopter on Mars.
Yes, they have, haven't they?
They was actually going to do it last week, where they were actually going to test flight the helicopter, but they haven't. They've only tested the propellers because there seems to be I think a little bit of a difference between the atmosphere and that. I think there's some little issue there, so they've postponed it till Monday morning, I believe, 12 a.m. in the morning. So Sunday night, Monday morning, I believe that's when the information's going to come back to NASA, because it's got to take its time. It's actually happening on Mars at 8 p.m. The information has to be sent to the probe and thrown back to us, and then sorted out. So NASA actually gets the data in at 12 o'clock.
So they got it off the ground, though?
No, they haven't got it off the ground.
Not got it off the ground
Not yet. They've tested the propellers. The next stage is they're going to lift it off the ground, go up, I believe, I think it was 15 feet, and then they're going to come back down. So they made sure that they know the gravity.
Now, we've discussed this as well, how the atmosphere on Mars is a lot thicker than it is here on Earth. So the way they simulated that was obviously using pressure domes or pressure chambers in order to simulate what the conditions would be like on Mars.
Yeah, plus information they already know from other
The thing is, it's obviously because of the denser air, it means that they have to engineer that helicopter to spin its propellers a lot faster than a traditional Earth helicopter. So it's crazy to think that they've done all this maths on Earth and it's yet to be tested. And it's hopefully
it's going to take.
It's going to do what they say it's going to do on the tin. So let's see what. Fingers crossed for it.
Oh yeah.
We'll be trying. Well, the NASA calendar's pretty full at the moment. We're going to have to try and
get some images to you.
Get something up to you.
Yeah.
When it happens, but we'll certainly tweet it out and get it on the social anyway. Did you hear about this? Right, UFO detector.
Oh no.
Right, so this is a mystery UFO detector has been found in New Jersey.
Ah.
Yeah, in a park. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's been dismantled by the police, right?
Oh.
But the mystery makeshift UFO detector was found in New Jersey Park. Has been dismantled. The police are puzzled because the device referred to as the UFO detector site was discovered in the forest, and it was connected. It consisted of headphones or headphone wire on a block of wood and a
tape recorder.
No, it was a soup can.
It was a soup can.
Yeah, look, man, it was basically a soup can attached to a piece of wood with a fucking cable. Yeah,
that's a
painted
toy,
silver, right? No, because this is it. It got found and reported, and now it's gone down. It's as a UFO detector. That's what it is.
So they have actually detected UFOs then?
They must have, because the police said they've disarmed it, and they've disarmed the device, unplugged the headphone wire from the block of wood, and the soup can is causing no threat. So
didn't they try it? They should have tested it.
Tried it, mate.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Call home. I'm trying.
Well, the police shared photos of the device, saying that the UFO detector site obviously was off limits to any public.
Top secret where it is, so don't go in the woods.
He says the detector said it was number 448.
Is that
so? Obviously, if anybody else finds a similar device.
Because there's 447 of them left.
Do you reckon that some fucker's just making them and throwing them around in tribute of sort of the monoliths?
You know what? That'd be kind of... Yeah,
it seems like a bit of an art project, kind of doesn't it?
Yeah.
I thought it was quite cool that someone's doing this type of thing, but...
Yeah.
So, anything else you've got on the
Well,
cards?
I have actually. I have... China have announced they will be launching a pair of spacecraft towards the edge of the solar system.
To the edge of the solar system?
Yeah, basically where Voyager 1 and 2 have passed.
Okay, so sort of like a long-range reconnaissance sort of I think vehicle.
Because NASA has thrown 2 wicked vehicles out into the space and...
Into the space.
Into that little space over there.
Into that space
I think the Chinese want to, try and get in on the act and go...
Well, because at the moment, US dominate that information of
US and China is like the Cold War again, man.
Yeah.
At the minute. It's
a space race, isn't it? And I mean, it's like, who cares? I mean, as long as it advances us, I think then it's good that all countries are getting involved with this stuff. So,
well, I think we should care who gets control, really, because...
Well, this is the thing, though, but I mean, there's all this about the moon and, like, who gets control of the moon. It's like, why is it always about controlling space and controlling land and controlling areas?
Because it makes
it's like... Come on, guys.
I've got power.
We're Earth people.
Now all I have to do is introduce money.
One. Yeah. What they should do is they should... once they get to a point where they've got all
You're saying we should be a federation?
I'm not saying we should be a federation, because what I'm saying is when we get to a point where we've all got pieces of the puzzle, or we can all bring something to the table, or even if we're at the same stages, that... If we want to go forward and take that next step, we can't go up there going, well, this is ours and this is ours, and you can't use it because we've got it, and China's in control of this moon and Jupiter's fucking wherever.
Where's where you got the problem, because how are you going to police it and turn around and go, well, you can't.
As a one fucking planet, which we are, right? We can't go into space going, we're from Earth, but China own the moon. What the fuck's an alien or any intelligent life got a concept of one country in your planet owning a piece of space? Right?
Yeah, but that's the kind of people. That's the kind of people we are.
Yeah, but you can't do that. You've got to go. You're looking
I agree.
Right.
No, I agree that we should have set rules, and there are set rules at the minute.
It's not a case of that. Like anything going forward, you can't say that you've got ownership of it. Yeah, right. Out of the planet. You can own a farm in fucking Arizona. You can own a townhouse in London. But unfortunately, you can't own planets and space.
I'm afraid the issue will be, let's say China does go up and go, right, I'm claiming the moon. What are you going to do about it?
But that's
if you can't do anything about it, then they have claimed that moon.
You see, this is the problem, you see. That's the mentality that causes the wars. Yeah. What are you going to do about it?
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Totally.
And this is what I was getting at right at the beginning of this, is
we need to be as one.
If they sit down and bring what they've got to the table and all contribute, then you're going up as a unit, as a fucking team, right? You're not going up as an individuals or
as a federation of some sort.
You going on your federation?
Well, no, because it's the group of nations together. Which that's
beam
what
me
you
up,
want.
Beam me up,
a group
Sky.
of nations together to actually do a common goal to actually satisfy our needs in the space that we've got.
You could say a federation, but I'd rather not call it a federation.
I agree with you on that one. But they would call it a federation.
Like you get that Gene Roddenberry fella going, I was right, I predicted the future.
Yeah.
And loads of Star Trek people going, we're not worthy.
You were right, it's the space race again. And
but the race they shouldn't be a race. They should be a communication and
should be helping each other to get to our destination.
A fucking common goal.
Yeah,
not
totally.
Why a race implies.
But that's what the UN's supposed to be there for,
isn't it? A race implies fucking conflict. Yeah, there's a race. There's a
difference.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you're up against somebody in a sports match or whatever, there's competitive. Yes. That's it. Yeah, you're encouraging the competitive nature of it, right? So why does that need to be? When
it doesn't need to be, but that's just the way we are.
Joint venture. Anyway, I'm rambling, so let's move on.
Yeah.
So have you got any more NASA news for us before we call it a day?
No, I've got that little UFO thing.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Right, let me get the people now.
You're rubbish.
I am. Right, well, the US Navy has brought out a video.
All right, go on. What is it?
It's a video of 3 UFOs, triangle, near one of their ships,
right?
July 9th, 2019, and then another video's come out for March 2019, which an Air Force pilot took 3 photos of 3 different UFOs.
Yeah,
and the government is actually turned around and said, yes, this is part of a program to try and teach their officers the difference between the UFOs that people are spotting.
Right,
so they're actually kind of opening and admitting this kind of stuff now. But they are not admitting there was one ship that took 3 photos of a UFO or a USO diving into the sea, but they're denying that one.
Right, okay.
And in June, there is a bombshell UFO report coming out from the government.
Okay.
Which there's quite a few people looking forward to this.
So what's the bombshell report, do you think?
Well, I think with these 2 more videos being released, I think we're getting to the stage where they're letting a little bit more out to satisfy our needs. For now, if we keep the pressure on, they continue.
Yeah, because the point being is like they give us nothing for absolutely ages. So even if they say this is the thing when it was like they released that one video and it was crap and it was like, oh, is that it? It's like, well, it's more than you've had for a fucking long time. So, you know, it's like, take it or leave it.
The amount of reports that have determined and are supposed to be coming out and going, right, this is like a bombshell, this is going to drop the whole lot, I've got more bleeding fingers and toes. And, like, it come out with not really that much, to be honest. Some had decent detail, but it still didn't give the idea that actually, we are looking into this, we are doing this, we are looking into it and stuff. But, I'm hoping this is going to be a good one. I'm hoping we are.
Fair enough.
Because George Knapp's involved in these videos, and so is Jimmy Corbin. So, it's looking good.
Fair enough.
Good.
Well, that's the end of the show.
It is.
I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for everybody who's listened to this point in the show. And we want to say thank you to everyone who supports us, especially our Patreons.
Yes, indeed.
If you want to become a Patreon, you know what to do. You can help us keep the lights on here at the bunker.
We need to.
By going over to patreon.com/neverastraightanswer or over to Buy Me a Coffee at buymeacoffee.com/NASAPod. Plus, there's other ways to help us out. We've got new merch coming out next weekend. We'll be posting links to that. But like I say, our Patreons, we couldn't do it without you. And we do rely on you for helping. So, big shout out to Big J.
Yes, Jay.
Swoosh.
Swooshy wooshy.
And everyone who's played the Chain Connection game. Also, big thanks to Taylor for coming down.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, that's it. Well, if you've got any comments or questions or suggestions, you can email us again, like I say, at neverstraightanswer@gmail.com, or go to Twitter at NASA_never or Instagram at neverstraightanswer. We're available on all podcast platforms. Available on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. You can subscribe to us on all of those, or just one, or whichever one you use. We're on YouTube, where we put extra content or you can just go over to the website, neverastraightanswer.co.uk. We've got everything there, all under one roof. So,
indeed,
we've got guest with us next week.
We have, yes.
And so hope you join us for that one. I've been Gaz.
I've been Taylor.
I'm losing my voice. Apache.
Indian.
Safe.
Yeah. Else.